Hello dreamers, get ready to snuggle up and drift off to dreamland with some timeless tales. Today, we're sharing 5 classic Mickey Mouse bedtime stories that are sure to delight every child. So, grab your blankets, your favorite stuffies, and get ready for some magical Mickey Mouse adventures. Part 1, Mickey and the Magical Paintbrush. On a sunny afternoon in a little town where the rooftops glowed golden, Mickey Mouse was busy tidying up his attic. Among the dusty trunks and forgotten treasures, his eyes sparkled when he found something unusual, a paintbrush that shimmered with a faint magical glow. It was unlike any paintbrush he had ever seen, with bristles that gleamed like spun silver. Curious, Mickey dipped the brush into an old paint pot and swiped it across a blank canvas. To his amazement, the paint shimmered and shifted, transforming into a bright bluebird that fluttered right off the canvas and into the air. Mickey's heart leaped with joy. "Wow! Imagine all the wonderful things I could create with this!" he exclaimed. Mickey painted a bunch of colorful flowers, and as soon as his brush touched the canvas, they sprang to life, filling the attic with sweet fragrance. Roses, daisies, and tulips blossomed in a swirl of colors, dancing softly in the gentle breeze. But soon, a thought crept into his mind. What if someone used this brush for mischief? His suspicion was proven right when his mischievous friend, Donald Duck, got wind of the magical brush. Determined to paint himself a mountain of candy, Donald borrowed the brush without asking. With a gleeful quack, he painted licorice ladders, gummy bears, and lollipops as tall as trees. But the magical paint had a mind of its own, and instead of sweet treats, the paintbrush conjured a flood of sticky caramel. The gooey caramel bubbled and oozed through Mickey's attic, pouring down the stairs and into the garden. Mickey arrived just in time to see Donald tangled in gooey strings of caramel, looking sheepish as he tried to wriggle free. With a gentle laugh, Mickey used the brush to turn the caramel into fluffy clouds that drifted harmlessly into the sky. The attic sparkled once again, free from the sticky mess. "Next time, Donald, maybe ask first," Mickey grinned, returning the brush to a safe place, knowing that magic was best used with care. But the adventure wasn't over. That night, as the moonlight poured through his window, Mickey felt a curious tug on his heart. What else could the brush do? He tiptoed back to the attic, the paintbrush glowing softly in the moon's light. With a careful hand, he painted a silver key on a small piece of parchment. As soon as the last stroke was finished, the key shimmered and turned real. A key to what? Mickey wondered aloud. Following an instinct he couldn't explain, he took the key and searched every nook and cranny of the attic. At last, hidden behind a loose floorboard, he found a small, locked chest. With a racing heart, he slipped the silver key into the lock and turned it. The lid creaked open to reveal a velvet pouch embroidered with golden stars. Inside the pouch was a note, written in delicate script. "The magic of creation lies in a pure heart. Use it wisely, and it will bring joy." Mickey realized the paintbrush wasn't just for fun. It was a gift meant to spread happiness. From that day forward, he used it to brighten the lives of his friends, painting a rainbow after a storm, drawing a bouquet for Minnie on her birthday, and even sketching a playground for the neighborhood kids. He tucked the magical paintbrush back into its velvet pouch each night, knowing its magic wasn't just in what it could create, but in the kindness with which it was used. Part 2, Mickey and the Lost Treasure. Map one breezy afternoon, Mickey Mouse and his loyal pup Pluto discovered an old, crinkled map hidden behind a loose brick in their garden wall. The edges were worn, and faded letters at the top read, "The Treasure of Tinker Island." Mickey's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What do you say, Pluto? Should we go on a treasure hunt?" Mickey asked. Pluto barked happily, wagging his tail with excitement. With the map tucked into his pocket, Mickey set off toward the shore where a small sailboat waited. The sails fluttered in the breeze as the waves gently rocked the boat, carrying them toward her Tinker Island. The island shimmered on the horizon, lush and green, promising adventure and discovery. Upon landing, Mickey followed the map through twisting vines, mossy rocks, and towering palm trees. The air smelled of salt and sweet blooms. Birds with bright, iridescent feathers flitted through the branches, singing cheerful songs. The map led him to an ancient oak tree with an X carved into its bark. Excitedly, Mickey began to dig. With each scoop of earth, his heart pounded faster. After a while, his hands struck something solid, a wooden chest, locked with an iron clasp and covered in strange symbols. With Pluto's eager paws helping, the chest was unearthed and set before them. Mickey brushed the dirt off the lock, feeling a surge of anticipation. What wonders lay hidden inside? With a twist and a pull, the lock clicked open, revealing the treasure within. When Mickey opened the chest, he expected gold and jewels, but inside, he found something even more precious. A journal filled with stories and sketches of Tinker Island's beauty. It was the work of an explorer who had wanted to share the island's magic with the world. As he flipped through the pages, Mickey realized that the true treasure wasn't riches, but the wonder of discovery and the joy of sharing it. Each page revealed breathtaking drawings of hidden waterfalls, secret caves glowing with crystals, and the rare creatures that called Tinker Island home. One page, in particular, caught Mickey's eye, a map leading to the island's heart, where the explorer claimed the greatest secret of all lay hidden. Though tempted to seek it out, Mickey smiled and gently closed the journal. Some mysteries, he thought, were best left for future adventurers to discover. He carefully reburied the chest, leaving the journal for the next curious heart to find. The greatest treasure is the adventure itself, Mickey realized, smiling as he and Pluto sailed home, the warm breeze carrying their laughter across the waves. Part 3. Mickey's Midnight Mystery. One quiet evening, as the stars twinkled brightly over Mickey's cozy little house, a soft knock at the door startled him from his favorite chair. When he opened it, there was no one to be seen, only a mysterious envelope lying on his doorstep. It was sealed with wax in the shape of a crescent moon, shimmering faintly under the moonlight. Curious, Mickey picked up the envelope and carefully broke the seal. Inside was a single piece of parchment written in elegant, swirling letters. It read, "Follow the silver light where moonbeams dance bright. The answer you seek lies beyond the midnight creek." Mickey's eyes widened with excitement. A mystery, and where there was a mystery, adventure was sure to follow. "Come on, Pluto," Mickey called, grabbing his lantern and slipping on his red shoes. Pluto wagged his tail and bounded after him, eager to uncover whatever lay beyond the midnight creek. The air outside was crisp and cool, and the moon hung high in the sky, bathing the world in a soft, silver glow. Mickey and Pluto followed the narrow forest path, their lantern casting warm circles of light on the ground. The night was alive with gentle rustlings, crickets chirping, leaves whispering, and the occasional hoot of an owl hidden high in the treetops. When they reached the creek, the moonlight danced upon the water's surface like 1,000 tiny stars. Mickey knelt down and examined the stream carefully. That's when he spotted it. A faint trail of glittering footprints leading across a mossy log and deeper into the woods. "This must be the way," Mickey whispered, and with Pluto close behind, they crossed the log and followed the mysterious trail. The further they walked, the stranger things became. Flowers glowed softly with a pearly sheen, and fireflies flitted about, weaving patterns of light. It felt as if they had stepped into a magical realm hidden from the ordinary world. Soon, they came upon a clearing where an old stone arch stood, entwined with vines and tiny silver blossoms. At the foot of the arch lay a small, ornate box that seemed to hum faintly with magic. Mickey carefully opened it and found a delicate silver key nestled inside. "A key?" Mickey mused. "But what does it open?" As if answering his question, the ground beneath the arch began to shimmer. A hidden door, outlined by the softest glow, appeared in the stone. Mickey slid the silver key into the lock and turned it gently. With a soft click, the door creaked open, revealing a spiral staircase that wound downward into the earth. Without hesitation, Mickey and Pluto descended the steps, their hearts pounding with excitement. The air grew cooler as they traveled deeper, and the faint sound of tinkling chimes echoed through the passageway. At the bottom of the staircase, they stepped into a breathtaking chamber filled with glowing crystals and shimmering pools of water. In the center of the chamber stood a pedestal, upon which rested a silver moon-shaped medallion. Mickey approached it cautiously, sensing its importance. As soon as he lifted the medallion, the chamber filled with a soft, melodic hum, and the crystals glowed even brighter. A gentle, echoing voice filled the air. "The moonlit medallion is a gift to those who follow curiosity with a kind heart. It holds the power to light the darkest paths and guide those who are lost." Mickey held the medallion close, feeling a warm glow in his heart. "Wow, Pluto," he murmured. "Imagine all the good we could do with this." As they climbed back to the surface, the magical door faded away behind them, leaving only the silver blossoms as a reminder of their adventure. Under the starry sky, Mickey looked at the medallion and smiled. It wasn't just a treasure. It was a reminder that kindness and curiosity could unlock the most magical of mysteries. Back home, Mickey placed the moonlit medallion in a special spot on his shelf, ready to use its light whenever someone needed help. And as he drifted off to sleep that night, he dreamed of future adventures, knowing that as long as he had a curious heart, the magic would never truly end. Part 4. Mickey and the Curious Clock. Nestled in a quiet corner of town, amidst a row of quaint shops, stood an old clock shop, its windows filled with the mesmerizing ticking and tocking of timepieces of every shape and size. This was the domain of Professor Tick-Tock, a dear friend of Mickey Mouse. One sunny afternoon, Mickey, eager to lend a hand, visited the professor's shop. Dust motes danced in the golden light filtering through the dusty windows as Mickey carefully polished the intricate clocks lining the shelves. His attention was suddenly drawn to an unusual clock, tucked away in a shadowy corner. It was unlike any clock he had ever seen. Thick, gnarled vines snaked around its ornate golden gears, obscuring parts of its face. The clock seemed to hum with a dormant energy. "What's this peculiar clock, Professor?" Mickey inquired, his curiosity piqued. Professor Tick-Tock, peering over his spectacles, chuckled softly. "Sir, that's the time twister clock," he explained, his voice tinged with nostalgia. "A rather temperamental piece, I'm afraid. It hasn't functioned in years. Legend has it can transport someone through time, but I've never dared to test its capabilities." Intrigued by the professor's tale, Mickey's adventurous spirit bubbled to the surface. He carefully examined the time twister clock. Its metallic surface was cool to the touch, and the vines felt strangely alive. Ignoring a tiny flicker of apprehension, Mickey gently wound the clock's key. A soft click echoed through the shop, followed by a low whirring sound. The hands of the clock began to spin, slowly at first, then faster and faster, blurring into a golden vortex. A dizzying sensation washed over Mickey, and the world around him dissolved into a swirling kaleidoscope of colors. When Mickey's vision cleared, he found himself standing in a bustling market square. But this was no ordinary market. The cobblestone streets gleamed under the bright sunlight, and horse-drawn carriages clattered past vendors selling their wares. Children, dressed in unfamiliar clothing, played games Mickey had never encountered before. He realized with a jolt that he had traveled 50 years into the past. The air buzzed with a different energy, a slower pace of life. Mickey marveled at the sights and sounds, the quaint shops with their wooden signs, the aroma of freshly baked bread wafting from a nearby bakery. It was a fascinating glimpse into a bygone era. Despite the allure of this historical setting, Mickey knew he had to return to his own time. He remembered the professor's words about the clock and how it could be used to travel back. He retraced his steps, following the familiar chime of a distant bell, a sound that seemed to transcend time itself. He found his way back to the clock shop, the time twister clock still humming softly. With a deep breath, Mickey carefully turned the hands of the clock backward. The gears whirred once more, and another dizzying sensation engulfed him. In a flash, Mickey was back in the present, standing in Professor Tick-Tock's shop. The professor chuckled warmly as Mickey recounted his incredible journey through time. Mickey, still slightly breathless from his adventure, looked at the time twister clock with newfound respect. Time is precious, he mused, a thoughtful expression on his face. But sometimes, a little adventure through time is worth every tick and tock. He had learned a valuable lesson about the past, the present, and the importance of cherishing every moment. Part 5. Mickey's Magical Garden. Mickey adored his garden. It was his own little patch of sunshine, a vibrant tapestry of sunflowers reaching for the sky, plump tomatoes ripening on the vine, and cheerful marigolds adding splashes of gold and orange. He spent hours tending to his plants, watering them diligently and humming happy tunes as he weeded. But one spring, a strange thing happened. Despite Mickey's best efforts, despite his careful watering and his constant attention, his beloved flowers refused to bloom. The sunflowers drooped sadly, the tomato plants remained stubbornly green, and the marigolds refused to unfurl their petals. Mickey was perplexed. He checked the soil, he adjusted the watering schedule, he even tried talking to his plants, but nothing seemed to work. His vibrant garden, usually bursting with life, remained stubbornly dormant. One sunny afternoon, Minnie Mouse came to visit, carrying a small, mysterious packet. "Mickey," she said, her eyes twinkling, "I have something special for you." She handed him the packet. "These are star seeds," she explained, her voice hushed with wonder. "Legend says they're imbued with a touch of magic. Plant them carefully, Mickey, and whisper a wish as you sow them. They say these seeds grow in truly magical ways." Mickey, intrigued and hopeful, carefully opened the packet. The seeds shimmered with a faint, otherworldly glow. He found a small, empty patch in his garden and gently pressed each seed into the soft earth. As he covered them with soil, he whispered his wish. "I wish for my garden to blossom, to bloom with all its vibrant colors, and to bring joy to everyone who sees it." That night, under the silvery glow of the moon, Mickey's garden was bathed in an ethereal light. The air seemed to shimmer and sparkle, and a soft melodic hum drifted through the leaves. When morning arrived, Mickey rushed out to his garden, eager to see what had happened. He gasped. His garden had been transformed. Dazzling flowers of every imaginable color swayed gently in the morning breeze. Flowers he had never seen before bloomed in vibrant hues of violet, crimson, and turquoise. The sunflowers stood tall and proud, their faces turned towards the sun, and the tomato plants were laden with ripe, juicy fruits. The marigolds, now a riot of color, danced in the gentle breeze. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of 1,000 blossoms. News of Mickey's magical garden spread quickly throughout the town. Friends and neighbors flocked Part 6, Mickey and the Wishing Star. It was a warm summer evening in the heart of Mouston, and the sky glittered with 1,000 twinkling stars. Mickey Mouse leaned on his balcony railing, gazing up at the night sky. Tonight felt special, as if magic were floating through the air. Gosh, what a beautiful night, Mickey said to himself, his eyes catching a particularly bright star shimmering above. It sparkled like a diamond, brighter than any other star he had ever seen. Just then, Pluto trotted over, his tail wagging happily. "Hey boy, you see that star?" Mickey pointed. "I bet it's a wishing star." Pluto barked in agreement, his ears flopping with excitement. Mickey closed his eyes and whispered, "I wish for a day filled with adventure and a little bit of magic." A sudden shimmer spread through the air, and the star twinkled brighter. Mickey blinked in surprise. "Wow, did you see that, Pluto?" Pluto barked again, as if he had felt the magic too. The next morning, Mickey woke up to a strange noise. Clink, clank, clink. He rubbed his eyes and peeked out the window. A golden trail of stardust shimmered across his garden. "Golly, where did that come from?" Mickey exclaimed, hurrying outside. He followed the sparkling path to a mysterious silver key lying in the grass. It was shaped like a star and glowed faintly in his hand. "I wonder what this opens." Mickey mused, his heart pounding with curiosity. "Come on, Pluto! Let's find out." Mickey and Pluto followed the golden trail through the meadow, past Daisy's flower shop, and down to the old wishing well on the edge of town. Mickey leaned closer and spotted a tiny keyhole hidden in the side of the well. "This must be it," he said, slipping the star-shaped key inside. With a soft click, the well began to shimmer and glow. A voice echoed softly from within. "Only the kindest heart can unlock the magic beyond." "Kindest heart," Mickey repeated, scratching his head. "Well, I always try to help my friends." Pluto barked in encouragement. Suddenly, a hidden door at the base of the well swung open, revealing a spiraling staircase leading underground. Without hesitation, Mickey grabbed a lantern from his backpack and stepped inside. "Let's go, boy." The stairs twisted downward until they reached a golden door engraved with shooting stars. Mickey pushed it open and gasped. Beyond the door was a dazzling chamber filled with floating lanterns and shimmering crystals. In the center stood a pedestal holding a glowing, star-shaped locket. "Wow! It's beautiful," Mickey whispered, carefully lifting the locket. The moment he touched it, the room filled with a warm, golden light. A soft chime echoed as a tiny, glowing creature fluttered out of the locket. It looked like a star with wings. "Greetings, kind-hearted one," the creature said sweetly. "I am Twinkle, guardian of the wishing star. Because you made a wish with a pure heart, you may make one more." Mickey's eyes widened. "A wish? Gosh, I could wish for anything." He thought for a moment. "I wish that every day could be filled with happiness and magic for everyone in Mouston." Twinkle's wings sparkled. "A wonderful wish. Because your heart is so kind, your wish will bring joy to others. But beware, the magic will only last if you continue to share kindness. With a swirl of golden light, the locket floated back to the pedestal. The chamber shimmered softly as the hidden door reopened. As Mickey and Pluto made their way back up the stairs, the golden light seemed to follow them, filling the air with warmth and joy. When they emerged into the sunlight, the once ordinary meadow sparkled with blooming flowers of every color imaginable. Birds sang cheerfully, and a soft magical breeze swept through Mouston. "Look, Pluto!" Mickey exclaimed. "The magic is spreading everywhere." Pluto barked in excitement, his nose twitching as he sniffed the glittering air. The golden trail led them back through town, where they noticed wonderful changes happening. Daisy's flower shop was now bursting with the brightest blooms, and Goofy's garden, which had always been a little droopy, was now full of juicy vegetables and giant sunflowers. "Gee, Mickey," Goofy called, tipping his hat. "My tomatoes have never been this big before. Did you do something special?" Mickey chuckled. "Well, maybe a little magic helped. But I think kindness makes everything grow a little brighter, don't you?" Goofy grinned. "Gosh, I reckon you're right." "It sure is, Minnie," Mickey replied, tipping his hat. "It feels like magic is in the air." Later that afternoon, Mickey and Pluto found themselves back at the balcony where it had all begun. The sun dipped low in the sky, painting everything in warm hues of gold and pink. "It sure is, Minnie," Mickey replied, tipping his hat. "It feels like magic is in the air." Later that afternoon, Mickey and Pluto found themselves back at the balcony where it had all begun. The sun dipped low in the sky, painting everything in warm hues of gold and pink. "You know, Pluto," Mickey said softly, "I think Twinkle was right. Magic is wonderful, but it's kindness that truly makes the world shine." Pluto barked in agreement, his tail wagging happily as a single star twinkled above them. And so, every night after that, Mickey would gaze up at the stars, remembering the day he found the wishing star. But more importantly, he remembered the lesson it had taught him. That the greatest magic of all comes from a kind heart and the joy of sharing happiness with others. Sweet dreams, little ones. May your imaginations soar high, and may your dreams be filled with wonder and magic. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more enchanting bedtime stories.